What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to another Real Housewives of Atlanta recap, which aired on Sunday, January 20th on Bravo. The show comes on with Candy taking a sexy, exotic photo shoot for her dungeon party, and she makes a comment that scared money don't make money. And we all know that Candy is the reality show queen of X-rated, grown-up type ish. So Eva is telling Candy that she thought that her and Portia was cool until Portia called her out on some old shade that she throwed out about Cynthia. So Candy says just like certain things that she think Eva brings up around certain people, and then when she get around the person she said it about, it's like they confront her and she just gets dumbfounded. And Eva, she does do that. We've seen her done it a couple of times. They even show like the old clips of her doing it. So Eva says she's just trying to be cool with everybody. And it just seemed like they don't want her to be cool. Like they want to see that bad side of her come out. So anyway, she's just ready to go on this trip and leave all that behind. So Nene is over at Portia's house. And Portia mentions that she's really not ready to go to Japan. She haven't packed up. She don't know what she's going to wear, nothing like that. So, they're getting ready to go to Tokyo, Japan for Eva's bachelorette party and get together, whatever. And so Portia says she's going to surprise them when they get to Japan. She's going to surprise all the girls about the pregnancy in Japan. So after that, let's see. What else happened, you guys? Let's see. So Nene and Portia started playing like a role of Candy and Portia when Portia walks in a room. And Portia had it down packed from how dry Candy speaks to her and her facial expressions and the way she just kind of blow Portia off like Portia is just a dum-dum or something. Like she never could take Portia serious. So anyway, the ladies are heading to Japan. And we see that Cynthia made it there first. Well, Eva and Tanya. Cynthia made it. And then came Greg and Nene. Nene mentions that Greg and her's not in their best place right now because, with him dealing with cancer, it's hard for her to be around him. He makes it kind of not so easy for her to care for him because of his grouchiness, his depression, and his sadness and everything. So, Portia, she greeted Candy with hugs, and Candy was like, why do she got to be putting on an act like we so cool when just the other day she was cursing me out and stuff? And all that kind of stuff. Oh, and I'm going to backtrack. So I think it was Nene that mentioned she think that it's best if Portia and her just don't speak to each other. I think Nene was the one to say that. But anyway, so they all in Japan now. And Marlo made it there. Her luggage didn't make it there, though. So, I know that's their nerve. Because I remember one time when I went to South Carolina, I live in Louisiana. And when I made it back to Louisiana, when I made it back home, none of my stuff made it with me. And I had to wait for the longest for my stuff to get back here. But I was home, though, so I understand her making it to a whole nother place outside of the States. And she don't have none of her stuff. I'm talking about Marlo. None of her bags. So Eva's just giving everyone like this pre-bachelorette trip talk before they make it to their rooms and stuff. And we didn't see them go to their rooms this time like last time, and they kind of pick what's theirs or try to hurry up and get the best room. So they were talking about their men and stuff like that. I don't know, I kind of tuned out because it was kind of boring for a second. Portia mentioned that she got a tattoo on her neck of Dennis, except it wasn't his name. It was like a dollar sign, a heart, and something else she said she had on her neck that symbolizes her love for Dennis, I guess. And then Candy made a comment that Portia is not as dumb as people want her to think. I mean, as people think she is, because she is not going to get no man name tattooed on her. So they're at the restaurant and Candy is whining about unfamiliar food on the menu item. And I'm like, girl, you in Tokyo, just suck it up, just make the best of it. You're not going to be there all night, just make the best of the moment. And so while the ladies enjoy their meal, Tanya introduced them to their tour guide lady. And so the tour guide lady, she was like, you know, pretty much letting them know I don't play no games. I'm not going to be dealing with that lateness. So I want y'all to be on time for us to get ready to go. And I can take y'all around and show y'all everywhere here in Tokyo. So, then Eva mentioned that she wanted to go on a trip, most importantly, to make it up to Nene for not inviting her to a bachelorette celebration. And then she also mentioned, that she wanted to get some things off of her chest. And she said, and I think if anybody here got anything on their chest they want to get off, go ahead and get off. But I want to start with me. And then she brings up Portia's name. And she said, Portia, I thought we was cool, stuff like that. Back to that, and you said that I was throwing shade at Cynthia and all this kind of. I'm just so tired of him. I'm like so burnt out about it. But anyway, so Nene say, well, let me give me some vodka because I know I'm gonna need it for this. So they would, you know, we assume that they gonna have like a blow up going back and forth with each other, but they didn't. Anyway, Portia, she pretty much said, if I called you out about something, don't take it the wrong way like I'm coming at you out the blue for nothing. I mean, just own it. I was saying something that I was repeating something that you did say. It's not like I lied on you and stuff like that. And so, and then after that, Cynthia told Marlo, why don't you tell Eva what you said you heard about, that she said about you? I'm like, oh my God, like they in high school. But anyway, I'm glad they getting it all out. So Marlo told Eva, well, word is around town that you've been talking about me like a cat. And I'm sitting up there like a cat. Come on, Mama. You gotta catch up now. I mean, like a dog. Just say like a dog. I mean, come on now. And so everybody else was kind of laughing about that too. Like a cat. Do you mean like a dog? So Marlo was like, girl, bye, because you ain't heard nothing from nobody in no streets saying. I mean, Eva told Marlo, girl, bye, you didn't hear nothing about me talking about you and none of that kind of crap. So go ahead on with all that. So aside from all the drama, Portia finds one of the waitresses and she asks her, how do you say I'm pregnant in Japanese? And she said it's Nin Shin Chu. So Portia makes the announcement by hitting like this big bell or whatever that they have in a restaurant. And she hit the bell and she said, ladies, I have an announcement, something exciting I want to tell you all and stuff like that. She told them, she said, Ning Sing Chu. And they like, Ning Sing Chu. And then she was like, I'm pregnant. So everybody was all excited. Candy, everybody was excited to hear that Portia's having a baby. And, yeah, so Cynthia was like, I'm glad that Portia went on and made this announcement when she did, because it's not like she was going to be able to hide it much longer because she is like sticking out there. So that's when Eva told everybody that she got everybody a suite. So nobody's room is better than the other. And I think that was very sweet of her, because on the other trips, they always make a big deal about how their room look. You know, and if you ask me, all of the rooms were pretty good. They might not have been top of the line, you know, like close to a suite, but it's good enough for just one person. And it wouldn't even matter to me if I have just a regular room, unless I'm with my husband or my man or whatever, and then I would get a suite. Other than that, I mean, well, that's just my opinion, but I'm not hard to please. Anyway, so the next morning, Eva was in her room crying, and she's on the phone with her mom. Then she leaves and goes to Candy's room. And Candy was like, what's wrong with you? Because she looked like she had been crying a lot. And she was just telling her that she asked her, did she have something to drink? So Candy was like, yeah, girl, what's wrong with you? And that's when she said that she got a call from her mother that her grandfather had a heart attack. And not only that, they didn't know that he was on a do not resuscitate list on his hospital paperwork or whatever, on his medical paperwork. And the family, they didn't know that. So they end up resuscitating him, and now they got him, I guess, like on a breathing machine or something. I don't know. And she just said on any moment now her mom could call her and let her know that her grandfather has passed away. So she say none of them knew that, though. So it's like, she got to try to keep her mind. She trying to focus on the trip at the same time, knowing that she could get that call at any moment about her grandfather. So they show the tour lady outside standing by the tour van or bus or whatever that is that they're going to ride on and go around town and stuff like that. And she already looking disgusted. She keep looking down at her watch. The ladies are late as usual. And talk about the disrespect. These ladies, they just don't care. They could have been on time, and they know they being filmed for this. I mean, y'all not in Atlanta. Come on, get it together. So it's funny that Nene all talk about how much she's against people being late, and then they show that old clip of her at her house. And she was talking about she don't want anybody coming to her house parties late and stuff like that. But then she's like the third to last one to get on the bus. I'm like, Lord. So Nene back on Greg about his attitude and how it's been just difficult to talk to him. She even said she's so fed up with him, she might block him. So Marlo got on the bus with a super bad attitude because her bags still haven't arrived. And she said nobody thought to ask her, do she need deodorant or like a rubber band thing for the towel on her head? Nothing. And so she just kind of having a bad morning because of that. So the tour guide lady, she asked them to be respectful to each other on the trip. And I'm saying to myself, baby, you must haven't watched this show because these some rough riders. You going to have to make them respect you. And then they was already like, damn, they were 2.5 hours late getting on the bus. Yeah, all right, keeping it down and being respectful. So when she brought them to like this spiritual temple, she was telling them when they got off the bus to keep it down. You have to approach this area like quietly. You have to be quiet because it's a church. They talking all loud and everything. So when they make it up there, she brings them like to this container where they pull out a fortune. And Candy's fortune read about good family success. Tanya's fortune read about new marriage in a future. And Portia's fortune read about a new beginning. And I guess she received that as being about her pregnancy and everything. And then they all went inside and for prayer. Lastly, they went to go get a bite to eat at a sushi bar. And I don't know how they got on the subject again about Tanya's marriage. And then she said, no, I do not have a marriage certificate, but he is my life partner. This is the man I'm going to be with for the rest of my life. And so they going on, and Portia's just like, yeah, because I was telling Dennis or whatever. Like, that's kind of like what we are. Like, no need to be rushing into marriage as long as you happy with what you have and stuff like that. Not that she's not going to get married. She's just saying that's her life partner. So Nene makes a comment to Tanya about not being married or something. Tanya checked her about it. And then Nene got super defensive, cursing and everything, bringing up how many years I've been married, over 25 years. So trust me, I don't take this as no joke. So don't be telling me that I'm taking your relationship as a joke. I was just saying. And anyway, it ain't that serious to me. And she cursing and stuff. Then the next thing you know, Nene gets up and walks away from the table. And I seen that coming. You know, that's the typical Nene. When she gets mad and cursing you out and trying to get loud and, you know, loud talking you so you won't get a word in. And you don't even have to be that way with Tanya. But Tanya showed her that she's not scared to speak up to her. And so anyway, that's pretty much how this episode came to an end with Nene getting up, leaving from out of the restaurant. And so next week is going to come on with them showing Nene leaving. I guess she want to go home or whatever. And everybody going to be trying to call her to see where she at. And she not responding to their texts or answering the phone. Typical Nene. And so anyway, that's it, y'all.